Hi, this is Christina Morrison with Medtrade, and we are so excited because Medtrade is quickly approaching, and we have been covering all of the exciting conference sessions and some of the top sessions that providers are most looking forward to at this year's Medtrade East show. We are thankful for the team at BGM and members like Craig Douglas, who is going to be sharing some educational expertise specifically on insurance and negotiating those key contracts. So Craig, thank you so much for being here and sharing some exciting stuff about your sessions coming up. Are you excited for Medtrade this year?
I am, very much so. It's Atlanta's been a home for Medtrade for a lot of years, and I've been coming there for a lot of years. I think I remember one in Orlando specifically, but other than that, for 15 years or so, it's been Atlanta in the fall. So a lot of good memories, a lot of lifetime friends. I'm very much looking forward to seeing everybody live and in person in Atlanta. I guess we shouldn't say for the last time, but for the last time for the foreseeable future. I'm excited about what the future holds for Medtrade, but Atlanta's kind of a special place, so very much looking forward to it.
You and me both. I really think that people are going to savor their Medtrade experience in Atlanta, here before we go over to Dallas for the single Medtrade in 2023.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, let's get down to it about your conference session. One of the ones that we were going to highlight really on those negotiating contract terms. What can you tell us about this session and what attendees are going to learn?
Yeah, I think with everything that's going on right now, the pandemic and what has happened with supply chain and product availability and contracting has become, if it wasn't before, and I think it has been for a long time, but contracting is really an extremely, extremely important part of any HME's business. Most of the revenue comes from some sort of payer source. Not everybody can sell everything from just a cash sale basis straight to patients. So having contracts with insurance companies allows referral sources to send you business, and making sure that those contracts are tidied up, I guess I'll say, is an extremely important process for HME providers right now, more so probably than ever.
Agree. And what would you say is maybe one of the top things that you really want to make sure that providers walk away learning in your session or in any of the Medtrade sessions in general? What's that one key takeaway?
Yeah, there are, and I looked through the agenda. There are a ton of very valuable and insightful presentations on the docket, it looks like. So I'm looking forward to attending a few myself. Just none of the ones that like with the one where I'm presenting, but there's definitely a few others that I'd like to get to. So I think as we look at that contracting process and what we're going to talk about in this session, questions I get asked a lot, like, who is it that I need to be contracted with in my area? What makes a contract a good contract, one that's worth having? What are some of the resources that I can use to help tell my story, my value proposition to payers, and how do I know whether I'm maximizing the resources and maximizing what I can get from a contract to make it as viable as it can be for my business going forward? That's really what we want to get into in this session.
That's an excellent point. And, I think that with Medtrade, so many providers, at least for the East show being in the fall, really use this show as kind of a celebration of the year that we had or a reflection, getting those tools to finish the year strong.
Yep.
But then also looking towards 2023 and using the information that they learn here to set them up for success ahead. So what would you say are some of the challenges, but also from a positive aspect, the positive things that are ahead in terms of opportunities for Medtrade in 2023?
Yeah, you nailed it in terms of Medtrade being towards the end of the year and being used as kind of a celebration. You reflect on the good things that happen throughout the year. And this contracting process can certainly set you up well, not only for next year, but for many years beyond. It could also do the opposite. And, if you don't do a good job with your contracting, or you don't address things that come up as they come up, nobody could have predicted that COVID was going to happen and how it was going to impact the supply chain and the HME businesses. So you got to be looking at this stuff on a regular basis. So I hope this session helps do that. From just an industry perspective, I think that the pandemic has really highlighted our value, the HME industry's value, what we can do, how we can impact in a positive way health outcomes for patients, keep hospital days down, get patients out of the hospital, all of that. It really shined a bright light on what we're able to do in terms of patient care. You look at all of the new technology that's coming out that can help providers do that better, more efficiently. I think that's very exciting. Obviously, we've had some challenges with supply chain, access to product, and costs going up with surcharges and cost increases for manufacturers. That was inevitable given the situation. And again, I think that goes back to this contracting. We have to have these relationships with where the money comes from, with the payer sources, and be able to have conversations about those things when things change and what needs to happen to make sure that we can continue providing the very valuable services that we offer.
That is so true, and really a positive message as we are moving into the future to be prepared for that. Well, Craig, thank you again so much for joining me today and gearing up for the show ahead. And thank you for watching. If those who are watching have not registered for Medtrade East yet, there's still time to do that. So you can do that on Medtrade.com and see speakers like Craig and all the others who will be really providing valuable information for the HME industry in the year ahead. Once again, I'm Christina Morrison. We'll see you in Atlanta.